Hello and welcome to a new month, our month of Midsummer Madness, which is going to be kind of very loosely themed around the sort of more energetic feeling that you get in the summer months, hopefully. Generally, that's the feeling. And we're going to be kind of integrating quite a lot of different sun salutation options and just playing around with some of the poses which maybe need a little bit more energy. And as with all the classes, there is no obligation to do any of these poses, and I'll give you lots of different alternatives for kind of using the same energetics, but without maybe the same, exactly the sort of the same plane. So we are going to be playing with handstand a little bit tonight, but I'll be giving you some options where you can do the same kind of actions in the body, but perhaps without the anti-gravity. So you can start off however you wish. You can lie yourself down, you can stay seated, but we're just going to take a couple of minutes, as we always do, to settle into our practice and to divide our day from our time now on our mats. So closing your eyes wherever you are, making yourself completely comfortable. So that might be propping something underneath the knees if you're lying down, or it might be putting something underneath the sit bones if you're seated. And then we're going to take a big breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Again, big breath in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. And with that exhale, just letting anything go that no longer serves you, whether that's thoughts or physical feelings or just anything which is not going to benefit you beyond your mat. And also using your exhale to relax the body. So relaxing the feet, relaxing the legs, relaxing the hips, relaxing the abdomen and the lower back, relaxing the chest and the upper back, relaxing the arms, the shoulders and the face. And checking in with all those parts of the body and seeing what your starting point is this evening. Is there anything that you need to pay a little more attention to tonight? Are there some areas where we need to just be a bit more cautious? Or alternatively, do you feel a little bit more energetic? We have longer hours in summer, and so we can feel a greater sense of energy. And then just drawing your attention to the breath and gathering all these bits of information to help build a picture of where we're starting, how we're feeling in the body. Making sure that we are practicing in our present body, the body from the 5th of June 2024 and not 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So what's the breath doing? Where do you feel it? And then in keeping with our summer theme, I want you to imagine, unlike today, when if your weather has been anything like mine, it's been quite wet and cloudy, not very June-like at all. I just want you to imagine that you are sat somewhere and the sun is beating down on your face in a very soothing manner. So kind of like when you get that sort of early summer sun and you sit out for the first time enjoying the warmth on your skin. So perhaps picturing where you are, in a garden or on a beach, in a park. And just imagining that you feel that warmth on your skin. And taking a breath in and breathing in the energy and life and the warmth that the sun brings. Perhaps even picturing a colour. Drawing that colour into your body. And just taking a final few moments here, feeling that warmth on your skin, sitting in whatever place you can visualize, maybe imagining yourself with another or other people, or perhaps you're on your own. And then letting that go. And bringing the hands together. Probably needing to rub them less vigorously to generate warmth, as it's a warmer time of year. Placing the hands over the eyes and taking a big breath in. And exhale, drawing the hands down the face, opening the fingers, opening the eyes and coming back into your space. And then just stretching the arms up above the head. And if you're lying down, perhaps also stretching the legs out, taking a stretch from the fingers all the way down to the toes. And if you're seated, just pressing down into the sit bones. And then drawing the knees into the chest and just having a little rock from side to side. And then if you are lying down, making your way up to sit, however you wish, whether that's rocking back and forth or rolling over onto your side. So we're going to be doing lots of kind of flowing sequences at this time of year, because I think the kind of time of year lends itself a little bit more. So we'll be moving with the breath a little bit more, kind of really nice fluid movements. So we'll start off with our normal little sequence. So inhaling the arms up, exhale, going over to the right side, stretching over. Inhale, coming back up, and exhaling over to the left side. Inhaling back up, exhale, turning to the right, twisting to the right. Inhaling back to the center and exhaling over to the left. Inhaling up and then exhale, folding forwards. Taking an extra little breath here. Inhale, sweeping the arms back up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, coming back up. Exhaling over to the left. Inhaling, coming back up. Exhaling, turning to the right. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling, opening to the left. Inhaling back to the center. And then exhale, folding forwards. And taking an extra little breath here. Inhaling, coming back up. And then we're going to switch the cross of the legs over with a little boat pose in between. And you'll love me from that after last month. And then bringing it back down. And same little sequence. I'm going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding to the right. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling over to the left. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, twisting to the right. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, folding forwards. An extra little breath here. And then on the inhale, sweeping the arms back up for one final sequence. Exhale, bending to the right. Inhaling back. Exhaling over to the left. Inhaling back. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, twisting to the left. Inhaling back to center. And then exhale, folding forwards and sneaking an extra little breath here. And then from here, we're going to make our way onto hands and knees, or you can remain seated and take a seated version of cat-cow if you would prefer. So either hands and knees or seated version with the hands on the knees. So pressing the tops of the feet into the ground if you are taking the kneeling version. And then on an inhale, drawing the chest forwards, looking forwards, and exhale, arching the spine. So just following your breath, easing out the spine. Taking one more of each. And then making your way back into your child's pose. And just coming up onto the fingertips and walking the fingers forwards a little bit, drawing the shoulders down, just stretching out the arm muscles, stretching out the spine, creating that lovely length, and then bringing the palms of the hands back down. And then inhale, looking forwards, drawing the body forwards, tucking the toes and drawing the hips up and back, finding your downward dog pose. And making it fidgety, just stretching out anything that needs stretching, having a little wiggle, wagging the tail. Walking the legs out, whatever it is that your body needs in order to stretch what needs stretching. And then looking forwards, walking the feet towards the hands and finding your forward fold, whatever your forward fold looks like. It might be holding onto the elbows, might be supporting the lower back if your back needs it. It might be even tucking the hands underneath the feet or behind the ankles and drawing yourself down. Whatever it is, making it yours, making it work for your body. And then inhale, rolling all the way up through the spine. Coming all the way to stand tall. And we're going to find our mountain poses. So spreading the toes nice and wide, rocking forwards onto them, rocking back onto the heels, and finding your point in between those with the weight evenly balanced. Drawing up through the leg muscles, little tuck of the pelvis, drawing up through the core, shoulders up, back and down, opening the hands to the front of the mat. So standing nice and tall, drawing the breath all the way up the backs of the legs, up the spine to the crown of the head. And then on the exhale, just relaxing the jaw, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the hips. So getting that balance between the strength, but also the relaxation in the muscles. In a moment, we're going to start to move. We're going to try and draw the sun out with our sun salutations. We're going to add a little bit extra on. So we're going to have our kind of half salutations, our normal sequence, and then we're going to do a couple of salutation Bs. So we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, folding forwards, bending the knees if you need to. And inhaling, halfway, flat back. Exhale, folding down. And inhale, drawing the arms all the way up. Hands together, exhaling down through the center line. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, looking up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. So building on now. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, looking up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway, flat back. And then exhale, planting the hands either side of the front foot and stepping back with the left foot. And all keeping that left knee lifted. So just down in a low runner's lunge. Dropping the hips forward, stretching through that left hip flexor. Big breath in. And then exhale, stepping the right foot back to the left. Finding either your plank or your modified plank, dropping the knees down. Inhaling here. And then exhaling the knees, chest and chin, coming down to your mat. And on the inhale, finding your cobra pose, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, drawing back, finding downward dog or child's pose if that is your alternative this evening. Drawing the breath out. Drawing the hips back. Pressing up from the fingers and drawing back with the hips long through the spine. And then looking forwards, stepping forwards with the left foot, keeping that right knee lifted, hands either side of the front foot, low runner's lunge. We're going to look forwards, draw the chest forwards, little drop of the hip to stretch into the right hip flexor. Big breath in. And then on the exhale, bending the back knee and stepping forwards to fold down. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, stepping back with the left foot. And this time, left hand and right hand onto the front knee, pressing up. So again, back knees lifted. We're in our modified high lunge. Big breath in. And then exhale, planting the hands back down and stepping back to find your high lunge, your plank pose even, sorry. Inhaling here. And then exhaling, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, coming all the way down to the ground. And on the inhale, finding your cobra pose. Exhale, drawing back, finding downward dog, finding child's pose. Pressing down with the fingertips, drawing the hips back, lengthening the spine. Looking forwards, stepping forwards with the left foot, keeping that right knee lifted, and bringing right hand and left hand onto the front knee, pressing down into the knee to lift up through the front of the chest. Big breath into the top of the head, and then exhale, folding down and stepping forwards. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, stretching up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, stepping back with the left foot. And this time on the inhale, sweeping both arms up, finding your high lunge pose, dropping down through the back heel. Big breath into the fingertips, and then exhale, bringing the hands down to frame the front foot, and exhale, stepping back, finding your plank pose. Inhaling here, and then exhaling, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. On the inhale, coming into cobra or upward dog, your choice. Exhale, drawing back, finding downward dog, finding child's pose. Pressing the fingertips into the mat, drawing the hips back. Lovely length through the spine. Inhale, looking forwards, stepping forwards with the left foot. And on the inhale, reaching the arms up, finding your high lunge on the opposite side. And the inhale to the fingertips, and then exhale, planting the hands down, stepping forwards and folding down. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up, and then exhale, hands down through the center line. So we're going to add in a sun salutation B now. So after my month, after last week's class of things that we didn't like, I did feel like we needed to bring in more chair poses, which is part of the sun salutation B. So we'll go through it a little bit slower than normal so that we can just break down the different parts. But essentially it's kind of the same sequence, just adding a few little bits in. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to inhale and come into our chair pose, lifting the hands up. Lovely. Then we're going to exhale and fold forwards, finding our forward fold as normal. Inhale halfway, flat back, so all the same so far. And then on the exhale, you're going to step straight back into your plank pose. There is the option to jump back, but for shoulders and knees, I'd suggest that it's better not to. We're going to inhale here, and then exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, finding either cobra or upward dog on the inhale. And then we're going to exhale and find your downward dog. And now from here, We're going to inhale and lift the right leg. And we're going to exhale that right leg through to the front of the mat. And then from here, we're going to inhale and find high lunge. You can find the original pose is warrior one, but yeah, I always think high lunge is a nicer version. Then we'll exhale, bring the hands back down. And we'll step back into our plank pose again. And inhale here. And I'm going to exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. And I'm going to inhale, finding either upward dog or cobra. And then exhale and come back into our downward dog pose. And I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. We're going to inhale and lift the left leg. And we're going to exhale that through to the front of the mat between the hands. And we're going to inhale and find our high lunge on the opposite side. Lovely. Exhale, planting the hands back down. Stepping back, finding plank pose again. And then exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. On the inhale, either finding upward dog or cobra. And then we'll exhale, find our way back into downward dog or child's pose. And have a few breaths to enjoy a little bit of stillness. And then you're going to look forwards, step right foot and left foot forwards, folding yourself down. And then we're going to come into chair pose again. So we're going to inhale, lift the hands up, finding your chair. And then exhale, bringing the hands back in. And again, we can close our eyes, enjoy the stillness. Imagine that sun gently warming your face. That's bringing back to mind the place that you imagined at the beginning. Steadying the breath. Steadying the heartbeat. But feeling the energy running around the body. Feeling the warmth building in the body. And releasing the hands down, opening the eyes. No more chair poses, I promise. Well, inhale, sweep the arms up, stretching up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway, flat back. And then exhale, stepping the left foot and the right foot back into your downward dog pose. And from here, we're going to inhale and lift the right leg. And we're going to exhale it through to the front of the mat. Building up slowly. So left hand and right hand onto the front knee. Pressing your way up, stretching through the front of the body. And then inhale, sweeping the arms up alongside it. We're dropping into that front hip, feeling the stretch in the left hip flexor. And then just flipping the fingertips back towards the forearms. So pressing the wrists towards the ceiling, imagining that you were pushing something away from your head. Strong through the arms. And then inhale, little lift up. And exhale, opening out, finding your warrior two pose. So wrists stretch wide. And then again, drawing the fingertips back towards you, pressing out through the hands, imagining that you are pressing away from something on either side, preferably not two walls coming in towards you. And then inhale the front hand over, exhaling to reverse the warrior, stretching through the side. Inhale, coming back to your warrior two, exhaling, finding your side angle. And I'm just going to begin to move between the two. So we're going to inhale back to warrior two, exhaling into your reverse warrior, inhaling, finding warrior two, exhaling, side angle. Inhaling, coming back to warrior two, exhaling to reverse, inhaling warrior two, exhale, side angle pose. One more. Inhaling, finding warrior two, exhaling to reverse, inhaling warrior two, exhale, side angle pose. Inhaling back to your warrior two, and then cartwheeling your hands over to frame the front foot and stepping back into your downward dog pose. Switching onto the opposite side. So inhaling, lifting the left leg, and exhale, stepping that through to the front of your mat. Building up, left hand and right hand onto the front knee, dropping into that front knee, stretching out through the right hip flexor, nice and tall through the body. And then inhale, sweeping the arms up, finding your full high lunge, dropping down through the back heel. Lovely. And then lifting the wrists towards the ceiling, drawing the fingertips back, imagining that you were pushing up and away from something. And inhale, slight lift up, and exhale, opening out to find your warrior two pose. Palms down to begin with. And then drawing the fingertips towards you, pressing the palms away, imagining that you were pushing away from two things. And then inhaling the front hand over and exhaling to reverse your warrior. And beginning to flow as we inhale into warrior two, exhale, finding side angle. Inhaling warrior two, exhaling side angle. Inhaling warrior two, exhaling side angle. Inhaling warrior two, exhale side angle. Sorry, reverse. Inhale warrior two, just checking you listening. Exhaling side angle. One more. Inhaling warrior two, exhaling reverse. Inhale warrior two, exhale side angle. Inhale, finding your warrior two again, and then cartwheeling your hands over to frame the front foot, stepping back into your downward dog pose. And either hanging out in your downward dog pose for a few breaths, dropping down into child's pose, or coming through into a vinyasa. So finding your plank pose, exhaling down, inhaling into your upward dog, and then exhaling, finding downward dog once again. If you have come down, just bringing yourself back up into downward dog. And then inhaling to lift the left leg. Exhale, stepping it all the way through to the front of your mat. Inhale, finding your high lunge pose, lifting yourself up, nice and strong through the back leg. And you're going to drop the hands down by the sides. We're going to bring the back foot in a little bit more, hands onto the waist. And we're going to tip ourselves forwards, little bend in the standing leg, so the left leg. And then we're going to lift that right leg up, finding your warrior three. You can either keep your hands on the waist, or you can bring them out to the sides, or even stretch them out in front of you. Your superwoman pose, drawing the toes towards you. And then exhale, dropping that back foot back, finding your high lunge once again. And then exhaling the hands down and stepping back into your downward dog. Switching onto the opposite side. So inhaling the right leg up and exhale, stepping that through to the front of your mat. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, finding your high lunge pose, stretching the arms up, dropping down through the back heel. And then bringing the hands down by the sides, hands onto the waist, a little step forwards of the back leg, and then tipping the weight forwards onto the front right leg, little bend in it if you need to, making sure the hips are level, and then lifting that back foot, finding your warrior three pose. Hands can stay on the waist, or they can come out to the sides, or even stretching them forwards. Dropping yourself back, finding your high lunge once again. And then exhaling the hands down and stepping yourself back into your downward dog pose. So either staying in downward dog, dropping yourself into child's pose, or finding a vinyasa if that is where your energy levels are this evening. Bring yourself back. And then from here, you're going to look forwards, so bringing yourself up if you are in your child's pose. Taking a breath in, stepping your right and left foot forwards, and then exhale, folding back down. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up, and exhale, hands down through the center line. Okay, so I'm going to have a little play with handstand this evening, but we're not going to start off in a classic handstand way. So we're going to do some kind of different poses first of all, and if you want to kind of carry on with those, you can do. So you're going to come down to the ground to begin with, which sounds a little bit odd for handstand, but we're going to put it into the kind of reverse action. So roll yourself all the way down onto your back, draw the knees in, and then all we're simply going to do to begin with, you're going to take the hands onto the backs of the legs and you're going to stretch the feet up into the air. So taking the feet kind of hip distance apart, pressing the heels away, drawing the toes towards you. So you can keep the hands on the backs of the legs, or you can take the hands away and just see if you can hold the legs up. Toes drawing towards you, heels pressing away. Nice and engaged through the legs. And then bringing the knees in and stretching them out along the ground. So we can do the same thing. So you're going to have the legs along the ground now, heels pressing away, toes drawing towards you. Again, feeling that engagement through the legs. And you're going to inhale, stretch the arms up above the head. And if you can, come up, bring the hands up onto the fingertips. So you're pressing the wrists away from you, toes tucking in towards you. Not toes, sorry, fingers tucking in towards you. So this is essentially our handstand pose, but a reclining version of it. So you can feel how much the body is engaged. And then just releasing that out. Let the legs fall out to the side, let the arms fall out to the sides, and just have a little twist from side to side of the wrists, and twist from side to side of the ankles. Okay. And then we can put two of those together. So we're going to draw the knees into the chest again. And we're going to stretch the feet up into the air. Heels pressing away, toes drawing towards you. Feet about hip distance apart. Then you can take the arms above the head if you can release the feet. And you can bring the fingertips towards the body, pressing the wrists up. So this is our half handstand, which we're going to play with in a moment. And then releasing that down. Just drawing the knees into the chest, having a little rock from side to side. And then we're going to bring ourselves up. So bring yourself back up to sit. So we're going to switch this into a slightly different plane now, and we'll give you a few different ways that you can do it. So again, you're going to take the feet hip distance apart, toes drawing towards you, heels pressing away, and then nice and long through the spine. We're going to inhale and stretch the arms up, drawing the fingertips towards you, pressing the palm away. So really engaged and strong through the body. Shoulders drawing away from you. Head facing forwards. And then releasing those down, drawing the knees into the chest and giving yourself a little hug. Okay, so if where you are at this evening is not flipping yourself upside down, you've got a few different options to have a little play with this pose without turning yourself upside down. There are also any other things you can choose to do. But if you're feeling like having a little play this evening, then what you're going to need is something, probably a wall or something that you can prop your feet up on, that's going to allow your body to come into a right angle. So we're going to have a little bit of a play with the sort of arm strengthening that you need. So we're essentially going to turn that pose that we were just doing. So we lay down on our backs with our feet in the air, and then we were sat up with the arms up. We're going to create that same right angle pose with the same engagement. So you want to be as far away from your wall or your prop as essentially the length of your legs. So you might need to kind of adjust that a little bit. So you're going to bring the hands down, spreading the fingers nice and wide, so you've got as much sort of surface space on the ground as possible. And then from here, you're going to bring the feet up onto your support. We're going to draw the hips back, same as you do in your downward dog pose. So we're pressing up from the ground, strong through the arms, strong through the legs, head tucked between the hands. And then you might decide that you want to have a go at maybe just taking one leg up into the air, toes drawing towards you, heel pressing away. Maybe trying both feet. And then just bringing the feet back down. And just coming into your child's pose and just giving the wrists a little bit of a wiggle. Releasing them out. So that might be enough, or you might want to have a go at having a little kick up into the air. So that might just depend on your space. Sally, you might find that the thing that I find is I can catch my feet on the roof, which is quite handy for being a prop, for doing a handstand. So what we want to do when we're flicking ourselves up is not flick this leg up. Actually, we want to bounce from the standing foot. So you want to have a bend and push up from that foot. And this foot, is this leg here, so whichever leg is going up in the air, is actually not that active. It is active in the sense it's engaged, but actually the push up is coming from the other foot. So we're spreading the fingers nice and wide, and we're just hopping. Seeing if you can get that lift. Maybe having a go on each foot. You'll probably find you've got one that feels a little bit more secure, or a little bit stronger. And then you might find you can bring yourself up a little bit higher. And then I can slightly cheat here by putting my feet onto the valance. It's all just playing. And then when you're ready, just again bringing yourself down into your child's pose. Having a little wiggle of the wrists, wiggle of the shoulders. Using the breath to unwind, slow the breath down, slow the heart rate down. Walking the hands back towards the legs. And then from here, just coming to sit on the bottom again. Knees bent. And we're going to wrap the right arm around the front of the knees. Stretching the left arm up and taking it over and behind you into your twist. Relaxing in the shoulders. Inhaling to release, wrapping the left arm around, reaching the right arm up, and then exhale, finding your twist on the opposite side. Sure enough, here the sun's come out. The sun salutations worked. Sky looks like she's got some sun as well, bathed in light. And then inhale, releasing. And from here, we're going to roll ourselves all the way down. So before you go down, anything you might need for your Shavasana, just grabbing hold of it so that you don't need to bring yourself back up. And rolling yourself down, drawing your knees into the chest, and just giving them a circle around in both directions, massaging the lower back. Taking the arms out to shoulder height, knees at right angles, big breath in, and then exhale, dropping the knees over to the right, looking to the left hand. Inhaling back to center, exhaling over to the left, looking to the right hand. Inhaling back to center. And then any final poses that you feel your practice needs before it comes to a close. This is your yogi's choice. So anything that you feel you need, now is your opportunity to take. And then when you're ready, bringing yourself into your Shavasana. And taking a big breath in through the nose. And exhaling out through the mouth as a sigh. Letting everything go. Again, big breath in through the nose. And exhaling out through the mouth. Relaxing the feet. Relaxing the legs. Relaxing the hips. Relaxing the abdomen and the lower back. Relaxing the chest and the upper back. Relaxing the hands. Relaxing the arms. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Relaxing the tongue, the cheeks, the eyelids, the forehead. Winter is cold-hearted. Spring is yea and nay. Autumn is a weathercock blown every way. Summer days for me when every leaf is on its tree, when robin's not a beggar, and Jenny Wren's a bride, and larks hang singing, 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 over the wheat fields wide, and anchored lilies ride, and the pendulum spider swings from side to side, and blue-black beetles transact business, and gnats fly in a host, and furry caterpillars hasten that no time be lost, and moths grow fat and thrive, and ladybirds arrive. Before green apples blush, before green nuts embrown, why one day in the country is worth a month in town, is worth a day and a year of the dusty, musty, lag-last fashion that days drone elsewhere. Taking a breath in and exhale, letting it go. Bringing some movements into the fingers and toes. And then stretching the arms up above the head. And taking a big stretch through the body from the hands all the way down to the toes, waking it up. Drawing the knees into the chest. And having a little rock from side to side. Making a pillow for the head with the right arm and rolling over onto your right side. And then from here, bringing yourself back up to sit. Closing your eyes for a moment, feeling either the metaphorical or literal sun on your face. Breathing in that sense of energy. And then on another inhale, sweeping the arms up, bringing the palms together. And exhale the hands down through the center line. And I thank you very much for your practice this evening. And I hope to see you next week. At some point, I hope that I can teach a class outside, but at the moment, my patio is drenched in water. And yes, it wasn't very warm, but yeah. Alfresco practices feel like they're just around the corner, I'm sure. See you next week.